The reason most people don't buy property is because they don't think they can. I'm going to show you, can you buy a house with no money down? Of course you can. I'm going to show you how to do it right here, right now. I'm going to show you some other strategies to buy property no money down, and I'm going to show you a strategy somebody just used on me to make about 50 grand, and I bought the property from them and they used no money down. So here we go. Let's start right here, right now. Here we go. So anybody who's a low to moderate income buyer, which is a lot of people, there is a USDA loan. So the first loan that does 100% financing is called the USDA loan. The USDA loan is basically designed to help not only rural houses, but also in suburban neighborhoods as well. Now, these loans require that you qualify income-wise. And how do you know if you qualify? You'd have to try. Oh my gosh, try? Yes, you have to try. You have to apply, okay? So when you apply and try, you may find that USDA loan is available to you to where you can get 100% of the cost or price of the home and put no money down. No money down, okay? So that's the first one that you could do. These loans may also include home repairs that you need, and there is no maximum or minimum loan. Most of the time, people are buying an average home in the average price range for the neighborhood, and the USDA loans are good with that. The main point with this is you do need to be within certain income limits, usually within the median income of the area where you're buying a home or for the area where you live. And most of you who are interested in buying homes may actually fall into that category. The other benefit of these loans is they often have a little lower interest rate, so you could buy a little more house because the payment is lower, right? So the lower the interest rate, the lower the payment on the amount of money you borrow. Does that make sense? So if the interest rate goes up, the amount of money you could borrow goes down based on your ability to qualify, okay? So that's number one. Number two, you ready for it? Here we go. VA loans, okay? VA loans are for veterans. How long do you need to be in the military to get a VA loan? About a year, okay? And that allows you to go out and buy a home, no money down. VA loans are available to anybody who serves in the armed forces, active or retired. And those loans you could qualify for by going to any bank or broker that will go over with you the details of the VA loan. The VA loan has helped many veterans after World War II get into their first home, and that program was designed to take people who've been in war zones or who've worked in the military to transition into civilian life or to have a home for their family and for themselves, right? So VA loans is another way to get no money down loans. VA loans also offer very competitive rates, typically a little bit lower than you may see with standard loans, and they are guaranteed by the federal government. The next way that you can buy a house with no money down that you really can is called grants. These grants are available and have certain criteria. Some of them are specifically designed for law enforcement, firefighters, teachers, and that sort of thing. That's one program. Other grants are for first-time home buyers. That's another program. Sometimes they're ran by the county. Sometimes they're ran by the state. Sometimes there's federal government grants. So if you don't look, you're not going to get one. So a lot of you may have free money available to you to help you get a property, no money down, through a grant. Now, typically these grants are forgiven over a period of time. They are a grant, but you may have to live in the house for a certain period of time. Once you do, the grants are forgiven. You don't have to pay them back. But if you live part of the time, then you may have to pay part of the grant back. So these grants are available and are given out on a regular basis. It just depends on how much money they have available. Sometimes they run out of money, so you definitely want to apply and find out if you are eligible to get one of these grants. They use income criteria, family status criteria, and other criteria in order to help people get a leg up and get into a home or a property. So I've got three more that I'm going to show you on how to buy a house with no money down, but it's pretty important that you subscribe, don't you think? I mean, did you know about this? Did you know about this? Did you know about this? I don't know. But if you subscribe, you can learn a lot. My channel is full of information, not only about this, but management, investing, wealth, building wealth, mindset, how to create wealth with real estate and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I hope you subscribe so we could continue to communicate and I can help you build your wealth and help your family, your friends, your charity, your church, whoever you're trying to make money for, because we can't take it with us, right? The next way is called gift letters. Now, a gift letter is basically a letter that is a gift from a relative or a family or someone who gives you money to get the property no money down. You can get an FHA loan, Federal Housing Authority loan, which can be as little as 3.5% down. You can then get a gift letter for that 3.5%. So that's another way that you could do no money down to buy a property. And it's commonly done, like all the time, like a lot. So this is another way that you say, well, I don't know, if somebody's going to give me the money. Okay, a couple criteria on getting the money. One, has to be a gift. Two, it could be multiple gifts from multiple people. Okay, so that is another way that you can raise money for the down payment, so you don't have to come up with any money. You could buy a property no money down. And the next way to get a property with no money down is to options. What are options? Well, a lot of you have heard about lease options, right? You lease a property, you have an option to buy it. Well, that's one way, but another way is options. So when you lease a property and you buy it, you would have to use one of these other programs for your down payment, one of these four, but by having an option, you can get an option to buy a property and you could sell the option. So you can really control the real estate without closing the transaction and sell the option to somebody else who's going to close, or partner with somebody who's going to bring in money to close, but you would still have a piece of the deal. So you didn't have to have money down. You got somebody else to put the money down. You set up a partnership agreement or an LLC, a limited liability company, bought the property under an LLC, one contributed the money and you contributed the deal. And there you are, buying property with no money down. Here's the next one, wholesaling. What does that mean? That means that I get a property and I get a contract, okay? And that contract has, all the different things that contracts have on them, right? For me to buy a property. It could be just a few pages or it could be a full contract. But the contract says your name and or assignee. What does that mean? It means that either you're buying it or whoever you assign it to. So I go to buy a house and let's say I'm going to buy that house for, pick a number. Say we're going to buy that house for $300,000, okay? That's how much I'm buying the house for, all right? And say that I can get somebody who will pay $340,000 for it, $340,000, okay? So I would assign the contract to them to buy it for $300,000, and maybe I assign that contract for $25,000, giving them $15,000 in equity instantly because they think it's worth $340,000. So they give me $25,000. I assign them the contract. They buy the property for the $340,000. I get $25,000, and they have an extra $15,000 in equity when they do it. So how would that work? So basically, they would be paying $325,000 to get a property worth $340,000, right? They said it was worth $340,000. They get $15,000 in equity. I reduce the price, give it to them for $325,000, make $25,000. I just controlled the property and wholesaled the property, made $25,000. I just bought two properties in Sacramento doing the exact same thing. They had bought the property for $185,000. They sold it to me for $215,000. I repaired the property's worth about $325,000. The second property, they bought it for $290,000, and they sold it to me for $327,000, I believe it was. And I closed it. They had no money in the deal, okay? All they did was put the property in contract, and then they found me and sold it to me. So they made $30,000 or whatever on that deal, and I closed it. That house repaired is worth about $440,000, $445,000. So I bought it for about $327,000. I could fix it and sell it for $440,000, so I can make potentially $100,000 plus or minus. But they didn't have to come up with any money. They didn't have to close the property. All they had to do was get the property in contract, and they sold the contract to me. So these deals of how to make money in real estate and how to invest and how to do stuff with no money down are all on my course, and some of it I talk about in my book. So if you get the link below, you can go ahead and get a copy of my book. I'll send it to you free. Just pay shipping, and the book is yours to help you and help us engage some more and communicate some more and help you build your wealth, create financial freedom, and enjoy your life, man, because it goes quick.